Hi everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I am here with card number 1 for our online monthly class, and this is called the Painted Lavender. That is the bundle we're going to use, and I did suggest that you guys order the Post-it note bundles too to go with it, because I will be using some of the greetings from there since this one doesn't have a greeting, and I'll be using the postage dies. So I suggested getting this bundle right along with this bundle. So let's get started. If you want to know how my online classes work in that, the information is in the description box below, over on my Facebook page or my blog. So you can go check them out. This is the card that we are going to make. I saw a card similar to this on Pinterest, and I thought it would be fun to try to check it out. I think, if I remember correctly, what they called it, and I called it also, was the pop-up frame card. So you could check that out. I'm not gonna, I'll probably give some measurements, but I probably won't give all the measurements because, you know, I'm just gonna be working along, and for you guys that get my online class, all the information is in the written tutorial that I give you. So once you receive your kit, all your pieces will be cut. Okay, so on the 11 by 4 1/4, you are going to score this in 2 places. You're going to score at 1 1/2. So I've already gone and done that, so I'm just going to reinforce my score lines. So you're going to score it at 1 1/2, and then you are also going to score it at 5 1/2. Now the 5 1/2 one will probably be done for you so it can fit into your envelope, but then you need to score your 1 1/2 mark. Okay, so this is going to be for the top. I'm calling this the front base card. Okay, so then you need a piece of crumb cake that is 3 1/4 by 4, and this piece is going to go right here. And then we need a piece of designer series paper that is 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these two together. So now we're going to flip it over. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive right here. Just going to tape it in the middle. And then I am just crisscrossing, applesaucing this a few times so it looks kind of like that. I guess it's crisscross applesauce if you're an octopus, because as many times as I did it. Then take a piece of scissors and trim this down. Okay, now we can go ahead and we can add this to the front of our card. My stuff is about ready to run out here, and so it feels like I'm pushing on it very, very hard. And this is going to go in this section right here above that 1-inch score line that we did. Okay, so we could put that down. Then you also needed a piece of DSP that was 1 1/4 by 4. Okay, and this piece is going to go right here. All right, so now we have that piece there. Now we are going to do some die cutting and stamping. So I have a scrap piece for me of Whisper White, which is apparently I didn't write these ones down. So this one is 3 1/2 by 2 1/4, and you're going to need 2 pieces because we're going to cut out 2 of the little Post-it notes. This one fits on here, and then I will have another one on here like this. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut these out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got those die cutted out, and so you needed 2 pieces of these die cutted out with the Post-it note stamp or die. And right here in this little section right here, there is this one, if I can, this one, and then there's this one that's right here. And you are going to use these 2 dies. And we're also in this card going to be using this die. And that usually sits right there in your die set. So you need those 3 dies for this card. All right, so let's do some stamping. And the first thing I'm going to do is, this one doesn't need any stamping, so I'm going to set that one aside. Now this white piece here, this is for the inside, and this white piece is 3 1/4 by 4. It is directional, so make sure you end up testing it in your spot where it's going to go, because it's going to go in here like this when we're all said and done, and make sure it fits in the right direction before you go ahead and stamp on it, so that way you know that it's going. It is the 4-inch should be going this way. So, all right, and so just if you want to measure it and do that. So now let's get stamping. You know, the first card is always rough for me, and I forgot to put this down. Whoops, one of my birdhouses. I forgot to put this down for the glare. I'm so sorry, guys. I just happened to look up and saw that there was a glare there. So this is just a piece of vellum. It helps the glare from the glass mat. All right, this is going to be, I think, yeah, it's in the video. All right, I'm going to bring in my foam mat here so that I can stamp, because when you use photopolymer, it's good to have some type of foam mat down, and I am going to use a very loved scrap piece of paper. Is the inside any little less? No. Well, this side. So we're going to put this down here. All right, now we're going to take these lovely lavender here, and we are going to be using Highland Heather. And we're going to take this, and we are just going to stamp it right in the ink. Just like so. And I'm going to stamp right down towards the bottom as far as it'll go, and I'm just going to stamp it up. And I'm letting it sit here for a minute just to absorb into the paper. I don't know, I just like to do that with this. This is a very light and kind of subtle. And we will be coming back to that, but I'm going to close that up for a minute. Then we are going to bring in our Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to take the grass. There's like a grassy leaf or color in there. Stamp. And I'm going to stamp this right down towards the bottom. Kind of like that. And then I am just going to keep stamping this, and this will lighten up, as if you could tell with my, until I get the darkness that I like. Do one more right there, okay. And while I have this color out, get a little finger dauber. Take this and just give the bottom half of this. All I did. I didn't do any other part, but just where the leaves were, just to, or grass was, just to fill it in a little bit. Okay, so just like that. All right, so we're done with that color for now. Then we are going to bring in the Gorgeous Grape. And we're going to bring in the butterflies, and I'm going to take and stamp them, and I'm going to put them right up here, just like so. Okay, so now we have our butterflies. So that's the end of for that card. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to stamp the inside so you could see it. I'm going to put this punch right there to help hold it up for a minute so I can read it. In that bundle, I forgot to get out, I Can't Thank You Enough stamp set. Almost forgot about this one. We'll get a block. Okay. And for this, I went ahead and I'm going to take the Highland Heather first. And I'm going to stamp this up. And I am going to just stamp down here in this corner. And then I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp this up again. And I'm going to stamp off quick. And then I'm going to stamp again and again. So it looks like that. And then I went ahead with the Gorgeous Grape and the butterflies. I have Gorgeous Grape open over here. And I just stamped them right there, like that. And then I also stamped the I Can't Thank You Enough right here. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And now I already went ahead, this one is going to be for the inside when we get there, but I already went ahead and die cutted it out. And I used the next size down, and then I used the little post-it seal cancellation, I don't know what they call it, embossing die that comes in the kit. This one right, if I can get it out of my magnetic, it will not come out of my board. Here we go. This one right here. And I just stuck it right here in the corner, and I ran it through my embossing machine. So I've got that right there. And while I have that here, and I have all the inks and stuff out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this up too. So again, I went back with that same lavender stamp and the Highland Heather ink, and I stamped right here like so. And then I re-inked it, and I stamped kind of down here like that, like so. So that is what I did. And then while I have the rest of the ink, I only have one more ink, so and then I took Crumb Cake right here, and another finger dauber, and I just went around this ever so lightly, and I went over top of this post-it thing just so it stood out just a very little bit. I didn't go crazy over top of it, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit. So I just went over top of it very lightly, kind of like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to putting the card together, and we're going to finish, get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so now we have this here, and let's see, that doesn't really work good. There we go. Now we have this here, and we have our two pieces. We have this one, and where did I put the white one? Oh, right here. And we have our white one. And I popped these up with Stampin' Dimensionals. But before I did that, I went ahead and I kind of like crisscrossed them a little bit like this. And I added them with some glue. I just wanted a pop of little white back there. So I just went ahead and I added glue to the back of this. And then I'm going to go and kind of just off center them a little bit, like this. Okay. And then I'm going to flip this over. And I am going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to bring this in right here, and I am going to place this down just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my scrap piece of white that I had earlier right here, although I feel like this one might be a tad bit too small, and it is. So we'll get another piece. Okay. And I've got the stamp set that says Big Hugs, and I stamped this in Lost Lagoon. And so I'm just going to kind of stamp it right there in the center. I'm taking a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch this out. And then I'm going to use, oops, I closed up the Lost Lagoon and I need it again. And I'm going to take this finger dauber, and I'm just going to lightly sponge around this. And this now is just to tone down the white a little bit. I didn't want it like overpowering. And then for this one, I am going to take, and I'm going to add this right here. So when I do that, I want to make sure on the, when I put this down right here, oops, I got it upside down, just like that, I want to make sure I'm putting a Stampin' Dimensional on this side. Okay, I'm going to peel that off, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this side. And then I'm going to stick this right here, just like so. And we will put the gems on and everything when we get to the next part of the card. Okay, so now we're going to work on the inside of the card, how we created this little pop-up. And I'm going to set this here so you can kind of see it a little bit. And so now you have your other pieces here. We have the pop-up part, and this is 4 1/4 by 7. And then we have our DSP piece that is 3 3/4 by 4. And we have a window sheet that is 1 1/4 by 3 7/8. We have our crumb cake sheet, which is 2 by 3 1/4, and then we are half. And then we have our Highland Heather piece that is 1 5/8 by 2 1/2. So for this piece here, on the 4 1/4 by 7, you're going to put it on the 7-inch side like this. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch, or 1 1/2 inches, and 5 1/2. And then we're going to score on them. I've already gone ahead and done that. So now I am just going to score, just like so. And now we are going to create the card here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to add it to the top of this piece of our inside base. I'm going to call it the inside base. So we're going to add this to this, just like so. Now we're going to come over and we're going to take the larger of these two, Remember I told you needed these two? This one's smaller and this one is bigger of the two pieces we needed. We're going to set this right here, and I'm just going to eyeball center it. Get yourself some Post-it note tape. If you don't have any of this, I am affiliate with Amazon, and there is a link in the description box below. If it does not cost you any extra if you use that link, I just get a little kickback from it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't gotten anything yet. So, so anyways, if you go there, you can quick access to it. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to die cut this out. I already pre-cut one out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place this piece down. We need our window sheet. First of all, this is our window sheet, and we need to kind of find the center. So we're going to put this, you can use your grid paper, your mat, whatever, and I am just going to use some glue dots. See where this starts. Here we go. Right here somewhere. And we're gonna pick it up. And I'm just adding, you could add 2, 1. These glue dots are pretty strong. So I added a glue dot on each end. Kind of, I eyeball center it. And I am just going to put this right down, oops, right down the middle of this. So just like so. Now what we're going to do is we are going to sandwich this between the two of these pieces of paper. So what I found it is easiest to do was to take some more glue dots in your pokey tool, and you're going to put some glue dots on this kind of in the middle, because you don't want it to be way up here or way up there, so keep them in the middle. And I ended up adding 3, I believe. 3 little glue dots. You probably could get away with 1, but I don't know. Something about this amount that it was separated from, I felt like I needed 3. And then you're going to go ahead and you're just going to center this like so. So now we have that. Okay. Now we're going to flip it over, and we've got this, and we've got to go ahead and add this piece on top of here. So for that, what I did was I took and I put, this is the roll that my cat attacked on me. I don't remember if you guys watched that video. I don't know if it was a live or whatever, but my cat got a hold of this. I had left, I think my sister or somebody came to visit me, and I was in here working, and I ended up going and leaving my workspace, and my cat got in here without me, my newest kitten, and he decided that he was going to take off with this. And I don't know if one stuck to him, but anyways, he come out into the kitchen where we were having coffee, and he had this, and it was all over and unraveled, and oh, what joys. What joys. They're fun in a kitten, but I'll tell you, I cannot wait till he gets out of the kitten stage. I know I say that now, but I really, 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 really can't. So now what we're going to do is we have got that laid down in the middle. So now we're going to attach this to this. So what do? I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to add glue. I like to use the liquid glue when I'm trying to attach things to the cards. I think it gives you a little wiggle room, and so that's what I use. Now you're going to line the edge of this right up to the edge of that score mark, and then line up the sides. Press it down, just like that. Give it a good little score there. Okay, you can even go over it with your bone folder if you want, because it's getting all the glues that you put around moved around in there. Okay, so now we've got to go ahead and we've got to glue it down to the inside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take glue, and you're going to put it on this bottom half. And you're going to lay it out flat so it's butted up to that score mark right there. And you're going to take this piece and you're going to close it. And you're just going to, you know, make sure it's lined when you close it up. You want everything lined up. Okay. And then when you open it, it pops up just like so. And it'll stay sitting up. Is that not the coolest thing? I absolutely love it. So now we have our inside piece that we went ahead and we did all our stamping on already. Okay. And we're going to put this right here, just like this. Okay. And now we can do our embellishments. Let's get some stuff out of the way here. First thing we need are the dragonflies. I use the butterflies. There's little butterflies too that we have. And we have little dragonflies and we have some birds. So whatever one you have or want to use in your kit that you get, you will be getting a dragonfly. So I'm going to put a dragonfly right here. If I can do it with, I'm trying to do it and show you and put it, whew, and get it off the, oh Lord, there we go. I'm having such difficulties with this card. So there we go. So we got a cute little dragonfly in there. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of these gems that come in this suite, and we are going to add some of the darker ones that they have here to the top of it. So I grabbed a couple of these. I put kind of a big one right there, and then I put a smaller one down here, and I took another smaller one and I ended up putting it up here. I think I'm going to move it over there on that one. And that is how we made card number 1 for my online class. So there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back with card number 2. Hopefully it's a smooth sailing.